Okay, so now we will solve another Leetcode SQL problem, question number 3617. Find students with study spiral pattern, and it is hard category problem. And it is little hard, not that much, but if we are going to divide that problem, that then it is not that much hard. But yes, you can say it's medium to hard category. Okay, so if you want to also give a try, you can click on the SQL schema, just copy paste all the queries, and you can execute locally. So I have like execute the same, and it created two tables for me, student and the study session, and also it inserted some sample data so that I can like run my query locally as well. Okay, so let's read the question. You have one table students where you have the student ID, student name, major. So you could see if I execute it, you have one table, student, student ID, student name, and major. A major means like whether the student belongs to the computer science branch, mathematics, physics, or whatever the subject it is. Okay. Now you have the another table, study sessions, where you have the five columns. So let's go through the all the columns. So session ID, student ID in this table as well, and student ID you could see in this table as well, earlier table as well, right? So one thing is common. And here you have the subject, session date, hour study. Basically, the particular student go through which subject on which date and how many hours basically he studied. Right. So student ID one, uh, like on 1st of October 2023, he go for math for 2.5 hours. 2nd of October 2023, physics, so on. Right. Okay. Now we need to write a solution to find students who follow the study spiral pattern. So what is study spiral pattern? We will see. Student who constantly study multiple subject in a rotating cycle. So basically question says find the students. We need to find the student having study spiral pattern. But what is study spiral pattern? So basically the pattern which is going to follow all these conditions. So very like multiple conditions basically. That's why I feel it's in under hard category. Okay, so a study spiral pattern means a student study at least three different subjects in a repeating sequence. Okay, so at least three different subjects, but it could be three or more, but in a repeating sequence. So as an example, if you see student ID 1, he read math, physics, chemistry, and again he read math, physics, chemistry. So basically he followed these three different, and then he repeated the same cycle, right? Math, physics, chemistry. Similarly for student 2, you could see he follow he read like algebra, calculus, statistics, geometry, four different, and again he follow the same sequence, algebra, calculus, statistics, geometry. All right, so basically the same sequence he follows. So one thing is mentioned, at least three different subject. uh, if that student study, then one, that is one condition only. I am just focusing on the first one, right? So if the particular student read at least three different subject, then we can say it is following the study spiral pattern. All right, so which means if I need to figure it out which student follow the study spiral pattern, what I need to do, I just need to go through the student ID. I will do group by. I will found the distinct subject ID. If I found minimum three or more, then I will say, okay, that can be the answer or that cannot be the answer because there are other condition as well. But if there are a subject which is less than three, then definitely I am even not interested in going to check the other conditions, right? Because the first condition itself not going to match. As an example, let's see. One second here. Is not completely visible. Let me go through this example. So you could see student ID 4. He just read uh, two subject, organic and physical. So which means I can ignore that because anyhow, like irrespective of irrespective of the further condition, it is mentioned students study at least three different subjects and repeating. I am just ignoring the repeating as of now, but at least three different subjects. Student ID 4 does not even read three different subjects. He just read two subjects, right? So definitely student 4 will not be the answer. You could see student 4 is not the answer, right? Okay. And student 3 read three different subjects. So student 3 can be the answer or cannot be the answer, depend upon the other conditions. But one condition should be in our, like whenever we are going to solve, one condition should be like a distinct, basically count of, I am just like randomly writing, subject should be greater than 3, right? Greater than or equal to 3, right? Okay, that could be like one condition. Okay, let's see what next. Let's read the next condition. The pattern must repeat for at least two complete cycle, at least two. So this pattern, basically three or more, right? It could be more. It should repeat twice, basically minimum six study session. So I can check irrespective whether the pattern is repeating or whether the pattern is not repeating. For to finding the study spiral pattern, minimum 6 rows should be there, right? So basically for one you have 6 rows. Even the pattern is repeated: math, physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry. But I am not even checking the pattern as of now. I am checking the basic conditions first, so that my query will be very easy, so that I can solve it in a like easy way, right? So other condition could be like the number of rows for the student ID 1. It could be minimum 6. If it is less than 6, then definitely I don't need to even check whether it is following the pattern or not. Like if it is 6, then I can check, okay, whether it is following the pattern or not, it is following the cycle or not, because math, physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry, it is following the cycle, right? But if it is not 6 rows, I am not even going to check, right? So basically I can check the the count of subject should be greater than or equal to 6, like on group by student ID. That will be my one more condition, right? So that is minimum 6. So right, and here if you see, for one we have 6 rows. That can or cannot be the answer till this point, because we have just read first two condition. And for 2 we have like 8 rows, so that can or cannot be the answer. For 3, we have just 4 rows. Definitely, this is not going to be the answer, right? Even though this is following the pattern, biology, chemistry, but it is repeating two cycle, biology, chemistry, and also it is not even satisfying my first condition. The distinct subject should be equal to or 3, greater than 3, and there are only just two subject, biology and chemistry. Even it is not even following the first condition, but let's suppose if it is following the first condition, it is not following my second condition, right? Because even though it is following the cycle, biology, chemistry, but the cycle should be of like a group of three, basically, like here, math, physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry. For the student ID, it is a group of 4: algebra, calculus, statics, geometry, algebra, calculus, statics, geometry, right? Okay, let's read the other thing. Calculate the cycle length number. So we need to also calculate the cycle length. So how you are going to calculate the cycle length? Cycle length is basically like math, physics, chemistry, math, physics, chemistry. So math, physics, chemistry is one cycle. So add this cycle repeated. So basically how you are calculating the cycle length distinct of a subject. So cycle length is distinct and count of subject and group by student ID, because we have to like finding only for the particular student, right? Okay, Similarly, it means like for student ID one, cycle ID will be cycle length will be 3, and for this one cycle ID will be 4. So you could see cycle ID 3 and cycle ID 4, and you could see in the output we have only 1 and 2 because 3 and 4 like they are not even satisfying my first condition itself or second condition. Okay, let's read the other condition. Calculate the total study hours. Oh, we forgot this one condition. Okay, the another condition is session must be consecutive dates with no gaps longer than 2 days. So basically, they said, okay, even though they are following the pattern, but whether the session, these session are consecutive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are consecutive. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is also consecutive. So basically the gap between any two sessions should not be greater than 2. So what I will do, I will I have to also check whether the difference between these two, right? Difference between 2 days should not be greater than 2, right? So difference between session dates, uh, like if it is greater than 2, I should filter. If it is greater than 2, I will filter, or you can say less than 2, I will consider. All right. Okay. And we need to calculate the okay. One more thing. If you have to find the session date between the two dates, so basically you need to find the difference between these two. Basically, when I am on first row, when I am on the first row, I need the value for the second row because I need to calculate the difference. And when I am on the second row, I need the value for the third row. So how we already like solve so many such questions, how you are going to access the next value. So you know you have the lead and the lag function, lead and the lag window function. So either you can not lag, it's lag. Right. So either you can use the lead or either you can use the lag. It's up to us. Like we will handle. But we are going to use this function as well. I am just writing by hand without typing even a single query, but actually I need to implement. So I will just write and then simply I am going to write the query, right? Okay. Then I need to calculate the total study hours. Total study hour means if the student ID is 1 is the answer, what will be the study hour? So if I have to calculate the total study hour, what I will do? I will just do sum of hours studied and should be grouped by student ID. Right. So you could see uh, 15 and 26 if we do some calculation. Okay. And then I will like return the result in the descending order by the cycle length and total study hour also in the set. So basically at the end I will do the order by cycle length because we have calculated the cycle length. All right, order by cycle length, descending also order by total study hours. Total study hours. This is also should be descending, right? Okay, so we need to follow. And in the output, I need the name and I need the measure. So student ID, length, and total study hour can easily get from this table. But name and measure we can get from this table because name is here, measure is here. And how you are going to get, because you need to join these two tables. We also need to join both tables on student ID field to get a name and measure, right? So can we do one thing? Let's first join, because if we join in front of every student ID, I can just put the name, and in front of every student ID, I can put the measure, so that I can only focus on one single table rather than I am focusing on the two different tables. All right. So you can do the join at the end as well. You can do the join earlier as well. It's up to us, because if you do the join at the end, you have to like less number of rows. If you have to join earlier, you have like a large number of rows. All right. So it's up to you. Like the only thing is the student like sorry, the SQL query should work and it should be accepted in the Leetcode. Right. Optimization is a different thing because first the query should work, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just to make the thing simple, because I know in the output I need the name and the major. I am going to first join because that is easy part, right? That is easy part. I can just join on the student ID table irrespective of focusing on my other condition, right? Because if I am going to focus everything in a single go, I am not able to solve this problem, right? So first we will do the join. So let's try that one by one. Okay. So what we need to do, select star from what we need to join, study session and the student, and in front of study session I am going to put student name and major. So select star from study session, join students, so there should be space students, and on on which column. So let me give it's some alias ss and s. On ss dot, here you have the student id equal to s dot student id. So let's try that. You could see in front of student id I am getting the name and I am getting the major. So now I can focus only on the one table, right? And you could see the student id is repeated, so I can just remove that. So basically how I am going to remove that, from study session I need everything ss dot star, but from this students table I just need the name and the major because I don't need student id. Student id is already there. So what I need, s dot student name and s dot major. All right, so let's rerun that. You could see now we have removed that column and we have at least something in our hand, right? Okay, so can we assign some cte to this table so that I can only focus on this table? So let's assign the cte. So with I am giving the city name as like combined. Okay, now select star from combined. It will give me the same output, and I am going to uh, comment these two. Okay, right. Now I am going to do is I am going to focus on like each and every like query, and and we will try how you can like solve the problem. So one thing is that one thing is this, right? Uh, they have mentioned it should be the minimum six study sessions, and three different subject, minimum six. So can I do one thing? If I do group by on student id and just do the count, group by student id and just do the count, uh, just to check whether they have the six rows or not, right? Because I need to check, because if they have minimum six study session, then only I can see, like, because if it is minimum six, then three and three cycle. All right. If they have minimum six, then I can say, okay, there will be a cycle. Otherwise, there should not be a cycle, right? Because it is clearly mentioned here. So what we are going to do, let's filter, because if we do that, these two rows is going to be filtered. Then we can focus only on this area. All right. So let's add this condition. So let's first, I am writing an individual query. So what we need select student id from study sessions, right? Group by student id, or let me do the count star as well, count of subject. Let me try that. So you could see, uh, because the minimum study session should be six, but we have four and two, so it means I can easily ignore these two. So I put like having count of or instead of the subject, better, because here mentioned like a study session. It is same only, but just for the clarity of the query, I can put uh, basically session ID, or one second, session ID, or where is the column name? Session date or subject, or let it be as is, because that is totally fine. Subject, okay. Having count of subject, if it is less than, uh, it should be greater than 6, right? It should be, one second, it should be greater than 6, greater than or equal to, sorry, because it is minimum, right? So 2 and 1, 2 and 1, but using this query, I have lost everything else, right? Which is in this like here. So basically what I need to do is, I need to I need to select all these columns where student ID in this, or not in, if you are going to do like less than 6, right? Or in or not in, it's up to us, right? So let's try that. Sorry. So from this table, from combined table, select star from combined table, right? What we need all those row where student ID in, where student ID in this one, but it has two rows, so I don't need the second row. I can remove that student ID. So let me just run this. I am just running this. Okay, I can't run this because here, now I can this. Now if you see, only 1 and 2 is left. Only 1 and 2 is left. All right. So hopefully till this point there is no problem, right? Because what we are going to do, whatever we have written, I am just going to implement each and every query one by one. That's it. And if you are going to divide your problem in such a way, you can easily solve this hard category problem. So what first we did, we just joined the name and the major, because in the output we need that. Second thing is that, okay, the minimum 6 study session. You can either do this as well or do this as well. It's up to us. All right. Minimum 6 study session. So okay, I am going to check. Okay, minimum 6 rows should be there. If it is not 6, just remove that. Okay. So now I have this table. So can I assign one more CTE? So CTE as, all right, and let's start a bracket. Now select star from CTE. All right. So now my this table is CTE, so that the further query which I am going to write should be focused on that particular CTE. Okay. That is one thing. What next? What next? They have mentioned the difference between session date should not be, should less than 2. Uh, Less than 2. All right. So here if you see, no longer than 2 days, less than or equal to 2 days. All right. So difference between session dates less than or equal to 2 days. So how you are going to do that? Uh, I need to find the difference between these two, right? These two. So to find the difference between these two, I need to use the lead function or lag function, right? I need to other, because if I have to go next, I will check the lead. If I want to check the previous, I am going to check the lag function, right? So what I am going to do is, from this table, I am going to assign, I am creating a one more row, next session date, something like that, next session date, or the previous session date. It's up to us. So I am going to do the previous, because the subtraction will be easy, because if I use the next, so 1 10 23 here and 2 10 23 here, and so session date minus previous, it will give negative, or otherwise I need to do previous minus like next minus session date. It's up to us, like whether you want to use lead or lag, the output more or or less will be the same. But what I need to do is I need to use the window function over student ID, partition by student ID, because only till this part I need the difference. Then the difference only on the second student ID. So first, before actually doing the difference, I am going to assign the next or the previous session date. So I am going to use the lag function. So what I need? I need all the columns. I need all the columns. Along with that, I need one more column, lag, because for first 1023, what will be the previous? Nothing. It will be null. For 2 1023, what will be the previous? 1 1023. For 3 1023, what will be the previous? 2 1023. So I am going to use the lag function. Lag on which column? Lag on session date column. Right? And whenever you use the window function, you have to use the over clause. So over, right? Over partition by partition by partition by student ID, partition by student ID, order by, let's do session date, because I need the, like, if it is, let's suppose it is not in the sequence, I need the next session date from city. So let me run that. So you could see I am getting uh, 2 1023 is here, previous is this, 3 1023 is previous is this, but here I am getting null. So how to handle this? How to handle this? So what I can do is, if it is null, I am going to assign the same date, 1 1023. I am going to assign the same date. So here as well, if it is a null, I am going to assign the same date. So how you are going to assign the same date? So by default, it accept two more arguments. So one means how many rows you have to look behind or like previous. That is one. That by default is one. And that the default value. The default value itself is session date. So if it is not find anything, it should put the same date. So let me run that. You could see now it put the same date, because if I do the subtraction, it will give me the zero, because it should be the less than 2, right? And let me assign this column, because by default it is coming as a lag. Let me assign some name, previous session date. You can use the lead function as well. It's up to us. All right, so now I am using the lag. Okay, so now I have like this table where I have one more column. Can I take this as a city so that I can write further query on top of this city? So let me assign another city, cte1, as this one, and this one, and select star from cte1. Let me run that. Hopefully everything is okay. Yeah, everything's okay, right? Okay, now what next? Because I have not still filtered those rows where the difference is like a less than or like a 2, something like that, right? I need to filter. But to filter, first I need to calculate the difference. First I need to calculate the difference. So how? Let's create a one more column where I will just do the difference, like session date minus previous, session date minus previous, session date minus previous. All right. So I am just going to create a new. So I need all the columns plus. Uh, what I will do is, uh, instead of doing the difference, because if I do the difference, what we are going to achieve, or hmm, because if it is uh, because the difference is one, right? uh, what we will do is, if the difference is less than 2, which means it is valid, then I am going to assign uh, 0. If it is greater than 2, I am going to assign 1. Right? Or you can do directly the difference, but I am, because that will be useful for me in further, because we need to filter those rows. Right? Let's suppose for the first row difference is 1, for the second row difference is 4, for the third row difference is 2, for the fourth row difference is 5. How you are going to like a filter? because you need to filter, right? So how you are going to filter? So what I am going to do is, if if the difference is less than 2, I am going to assign 0. If it is greater than 2, then I'm going to send 1. Then what I will do, I will just do the sum of those, that column, and that sum should be 0, because when that sum will become 0, if it is satisfying that condition. Let me show that. So what I need is, I need a different column here, and I am going to set 0 or 1 based upon whether the difference is like uh, uh, less than 2 or greater than 2. So I need a case statement. Case, right? When now I need to subtract session date minus previous session date if it is greater than 2, because we need to filter those row where it is greater than 2. So if it is greater than 2, then I am going to assign 1, then 1, else 0, and we need to end it. Let me run that. So let me show you why I did this. So, because by default it is coming as a case, so let me give some name as validate dates. uh, my variable names are not good. You can assign any some valid name. What happened? Okay, so as validate dates, right? So it is here, right? Okay, so now you could say everything is 0. So how can I filter? Like, why I assign? Because I need to filter. Now what I can do is, if the sum sum of all these value, basically the group by student id, if the sum is 0, then it is fine. If the sum is not 0, when the sum will not be 0, because if any row, any difference between any session, because here we need to think like none of the session should be had the difference is greater than 2. If any session difference is like greater than 2, then I am assigning 1 here. If I assign 1 here, irrespective whether it is a 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, my sum is not 0. If my sum is not 0, then I am anyhow going to filter it out, right? So let's assign one more CTE to this table, CTE to as, so that I can work on the another table. Okay. Now, I need only those rows where first how you are going to like okay, I need those students which is satisfying this condition. Which condition? Sum of like validated dates should be 0, right? I need that condition. So basically, what I will do is select student ID, student ID from city to group by student ID having sum of validate dates if it is greater than or equal to 1. All right, so let me show you. You could see, because now nothing is like, because whatever the test data I have, it's like a valid condition, right? If I show you less than equal to 1, it will show me the data, right? 1 2, but it is only showing me like a student ID, right? So now I need only those from this table till this table. I have everything, right? And this query is going to contain only those student ID which is not satisfying my condition. So which means I am going to filter those condition, or you can use not in or in based upon like this thing. Or maybe let's do one thing, uh, equal to 0. Hopefully now it will be easy for you. So I am filtering those students where the sum is 0. Basically, the difference of the two dates is like less than 2. So now I will select star from CTE2 where student ID in in this 1 2. So you could see I get everything. But you could see like now I don't need previous session date. I don't need validate dates. These are unnecessary fields for me, right? Because I calculated these two just to filter. I already filter. So instead of star, let me do one thing. I can put here only the fields which I need. Instead of star here, we can do we need session ID, we need student ID, we need student name, we need major, we need subject, we need session date, right? And we need hours studied, hours studied. Something is wrong. Hours studied. Okay. I remove like those extra fields. If you want to remove, it's up to us, or you don't want to remove, it's up to you. If you can handle multiple columns, because the columns are increasing, like then it is very difficult for me, right? Because that is unnecessary column. So why should I unnecessary display? Okay. So now I filter. Uh, this is done because minimum 6 rows I already filter here. Right. This is done. And difference between two dates, this is also done, right? And lead and lag function, this is also done because this is in like in conjunction with this one, right? And so two condition done, but still like some many more conditions are left. And this is just okay, this is also done because we already join like two tables to get the name and the major. Right, order by, it should be the output, our sum it will be then some more condition left, but a couple of condition we already like implemented, right? And you could see till now nothing is very much complicated. We have written, we just go through all the queries, type it here, and like in creating very one city, second city, third city, fourth city, right? Maybe we are going to create 10 cities, right? So I also don't know how many cities is going to be created, right? Okay, so now we have this table. So let's assign one more city to this one. So city 3 as city 3 as this one. Select star from city 3. So city 3 has all my like student IDs, all my like hours and everything. Okay, what next? So now you need the now the main thing is there because I need to find a spiral pattern, right? I need to find the spiral pattern. I need to find the spiral pattern, and along with that, I need to find the cycle length. Cycle length is easy. I can easily find. But the main thing is how can I find the spiral pattern? Because spiral pattern is I need to make sure math, physics, chemistry. The another 3 rows also should be the math, physics, chemistry. If it is algebra, calculus, statics, geometry, the next 4 rows should also will be the same. So basically, how can I like achieve? Basically, what I need to do, this row, this math should match with this math. This physics should match with this physics. This chemistry should match with this chemistry. Similarly, this algebra should match with this algebra. Basically, at this row, doesn't matter whatever the value here it is. It should be algebra. If it is not algebra, then like two should not be in my output. Let's suppose here it is algebra, calculus, statics, geometry, and it is calculus algebra, then it is not repeating the cycle, because cycle is it should follow the same sequence. Right, to follow the same sequence, I need to check like after this rows, after four rows, the next four rows should follow the same pattern. So how can I check that? Basically, I need to check, okay, this row should match with this row. And like how I calculate the session date. Session date, basically, how can it difference? To calculate the difference as well, I need to check the next row. And to check the next row, I use the lead and lag function, basically some window function. Here as well, I need to check the next row, but I don't know like which next row. Is it like uh, four after, or is it three after, or five after, or six after, seven after? I don't know, because that is a minimum three will be there, but it could be four, five, six, because here after three the repetition, here it is after four the repetition, it could be after five, it could be after six, it could be after 100 as well, right? It could be anything. So what I will do is, uh, I I will assign some row number. Why am I assigning the row number? Because I know if you calculate the distinct subject is three, right? Irrespective whether they are repeated or not. If the distinct subject is three, which means which means the first row plus three should equal to the fourth row. Second row plus three equal to the fifth row. Third row plus three equal to the sixth row. Right. Similarly, here the distinct subjects are four. Distinct subjects are four. So the one first row plus four, because the distinct subjects are four. Because these distinct subjects are four, it means after four it should be repeated. So I know, because how I know after how many rows I need to check, using the distinct function. I calculate the distance, how many distinct subjects. But which row I need to calculate? First row plus that number of count distinct row. So 1 plus 4, 5. I need to check with the fifth row. Second, then 2 plus 5, like 7. Similarly, like that, right? So basically, one I need to find the distinct. Then I need to like check something like that, right? Hopefully, like it is clear. But when you are going to write the query, it will be like more clear. So because I need to check first row with the fourth row, second row with the fifth row. So how I know it is fifth row? How I know it is second row? I need to assign row number, right? I need to assign row number. So let me assign row number first. Let me assign the row number. So how you are going to assign the row number? So for the row number, you have the row. So I need everything. I just create a one more column, row number. Row and number, because for row number we have the window function, and whenever you use the window function, use the over, and it should be partition by student ID, and it should be order by session date, because first session date should be one, second session date should be two, session date. Okay, let me run that. Okay, you could see row number has been assigned 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now I know, okay, this is first row, uh, because I can't add math plus 3 is equal to math, right? And I can't rely on the session ID, right? Because they did not tell us. They said it is just unique, right? It could be A, B, C, D as well. So I can't rely on the session ID. Maybe you can question, oh, this and this are same. So why can't you just rely on the session ID? To be honest, I can't rely on the session ID. Session ID is unique, but it is not mentioned it will the sequence or not, something like that, right? So I need to create a row number, so that and I need to check whether this math should be equal to this math. I know after how many rows I need to check. Okay, I need to check after three rows. How I know three? Based on the distinct. But how I can't do like math plus three it's equal to math. It should be the row number, right? So whatever the value in the first row, after three, the same value should be in the fourth row. Whatever the value in the second row, after three, it should be in the same fifth row, right? If it is not in the fifth row, then that should not be in my answer. That's why I assigned the row number. So now I assign the row number. So because it is by default coming as the row number, so let me give uh, some alias. as RN, row number. Okay, we assign. Now let's create a CTE, another CTE. Till this we have one CTE and CTE for as this one. And select star from CTE4. Okay, so now you have like this data with us. Okay, now as I told you, we need to check now first row after then with the fourth row. But how I know that after how many rows? I need to calculate the distinct of subject, right? So let's calculate that. So I need select uh, student ID distinct distinct sorry, count. I need to check the count. I need to check that also here I mentioned wrong because count should be first and the distinct should be inside. This is wrong. Count should be here and distinct should be inside. Distinct, right? You can correct that. Here we are writing correctly. So basically count of subject. But if we do count of subject, it will be 6. We need distinct count so that I should know after how many rows I need to start looking. Distinct subject from CTE 4, and this will let me run that. Uh, what happened? Oh, sorry, uh, group by student ID. Okay, so you could see for student ID 1 after 3 rows I need to check. For student ID 2 after 4 rows I need to check. And there is one more thing. I need the cycle length as well. Anyhow, irrespective after how many rows I need to check or not, this query anyways I need, because I need to calculate the cycle length, because here I need the cycle length. Whether that particular covers in the cycle or not, that is totally fine. But anyhow, I need the cycle length, and how I am going to calculate the cycle length? Uh, like by like getting the distinct count. Distinct count can be the cycle. All right. So I can assign some column name as cycle length. You could see cycle length is 3 and cycle length is 4. Basically, if it is repeating, it should repeat after 3. If it is repeating, it should after repeat 4. It can be or it cannot be, but this is the cycle length 3 and 4. Can I assign one more CTE to this CTE 5 as? So now you can question like, we have removed everything from where I can get the data. My data, all the data in this table, CTE4. Here, just a cycle ID. Okay. Now, can I join? This is CT5. Can I join both the tables uh, on student ID so that, because here in this one, I don't have the cycle length. I don't have the cycle length. Cycle length is here. If I join, because in my output, I need the cycle length. Similarly, like we join these two tables on student ID and I get the name and the major. Right. So now I have two tables. One table contains the student ID cycle length and one table contains everything. I need the cycle length. So can I just join these two tables, CT4 and CT5, so that the cycle length is populated? Right. I am just populating the cycle length. I'm not checking whether it is repeating the spiral or not. I'm just populating the cycle length as of now. So let's do that. Right. So I need everything from basically CT4, and from CTE5 I just need the cycle length. from CTE4 join CTE5, right, on student ID, right, on CTE4 dot student ID equal to CTE5 dot student ID. Let me run that. But here it should be comma. Okay, so now you could see I have the cycle length. For student ID 1, cycle length is 3. For student ID 2, cycle length is 4. Whether it is cycle or not, but the cycle length is whether it is following the spiral session or not, but it is 3 or 4, right? Hope you understand. Okay. Now you have the 3 and 4 here. Okay. So what next? We need in output, I need student ID, student name, major, hours are there, length is there, many field is there. So we are very much closer. The only thing is left is I need to check whether this math is matching with this math or not, whether this physics is matching with this physics or not, whether this chemistry is matching with this chemistry or not. So what I can do is I do the self join on this table, and how to do the, because what I can do is uh, this is my first subject. What will be the next cycle subject? Next cycle subject will be after 3 rows, and so I can populate in one more row. Okay, next cycle subject. So is physics. So next cycle subject it will be physics. Whatever, whether physics or not, whatever the value is here, I will populate here. But how can I join? I will do 3 plus 1 4, and this 3 plus 1 4 should match with this 4. 3 plus 1, it should match with this. 3 plus 2, 5. 3 plus 3, 6, and then this 6. This part is little bit like you can say tricky. Otherwise, the whole problem is very easy. Right? So, because I know till cycle length, hopefully it is clear, because anyhow, like in any way, they told you to calculate the cycle length. So anyway, to you need to run this query, and you need to join these two query anyway, irrespective whether you are assigning a row number or not. Irrespective of that, you need to calculate the cycle length. The only thing is now I need to check after how many rows I need to check. So that's why I assign the row number. Now I know to check, like to follow the lead and lag function. What I did, like I just populate 110 here and 210 here, like basically like in the next row, in the next column, so that the difference will be easy. Similarly, the match will be easy or not, because I need to check with the fourth like a row. So whatever the value in the fourth row, whatever it is, math, physics, chemistry, whatever, I will put in a different column first, and then I can check. First, I will put in a different column, and then I can check. So basically, I need to populate from the same table, but in a different column. So which means one table and the another column should have the value from the same table. So basically, I need to do the self join, or join on the same table. Okay, so let me assign one CTE to this first. CTE 6 as. So select star from CTE 6. This is like what we have like just done. Okay, so now I need to join this table. What is this table? This is CTE6 table. I need to join CTE6 table with CTE6 table, right? Then we will see, okay, on which condition we need to join. But I need to join, like select star from CTE6, join CTE6, join CTE6, because these are the two same names. So let me assign some aliases like S1, S2, S2. Join on one is student ID, right? One is student ID, because it should not join with the student ID 2. It should join with the student ID 1, because this math should come with this math basically on student ID. So on S1 dot student ID equal to S2 dot student ID, and S1 dot S1 dot row number 1 plus 3 with 4. I need to join 1 plus 3, this 4. 2 plus 3, 5. I need to join this one, right? So S1 dot row number plus S1 dot cycle length equal to S2 dot row number. I am going to join on this table. Let me run that. So you could see I have joined that, and you could see math is here. Next math is here. Uh, and physics is here. Next physics is here, but so many rows are like unnecessary coming. Let me remove that because I did the self join. So if it is 6 rows, so 6 plus 6, 12 columns is coming. So what I need from S1, I need student ID. I need student name because I in the output, if you see the output, I need the student ID, student name, major, and S1 dot major. I need the cycle length as well. So S1 dot cycle length as well. Along with that, because I need to compare S1 dot subject as well. So here S1 dot subject as well, and S2 dot from S from S1 we need subject, from S2 as well we need subject, right? But that subject we call from S2 as well we need subject, but we will call as a uh, basically next subject next cycle. Along with that, we need S1 dot hours studied, right? And let me run that. You could see first is math, next is math. This is what next? This is after 3. This is one math, this is another math. This is one physics, this is another physics. This is chemistry, this is another chemistry. Now, hopefully it is easy for you. Now you need to just verify whether it's following the spiral pattern or not. How you are going to verify? You just need to match these two columns. If this physics, this chemistry is matching, right? Then uh, which means it is following the spiral pattern. But maybe it could be the reason this can match, but this can't match, this can't match. But I need to make sure for all student that it should match. So I will follow the same approach like we did earlier. If it is match, I will assign 0. If it is not match, I will assign 1. And then I will check the sum of, and sum should be 0, right? Same like we did for the dates. Same hack what we did for the dates, same thing we will do for this one. All right. So for this table, let me assign some CTE. So where CTE 7 as, so this is CTE 7. Now, now what I need? I need select star. I need everything, right? Uh, yeah, I need everything. Select star. Along with that, I need another column where I will check if it is same, then I will assign 0. If it is different, then I will assign 1. Then I will use case when subject equal to subject next cycle, then 0, else 1, and right. And let assign something valid or not, some name, right? And from city 7, let me run that. Something is wrong here, it should be comma. You could see now if it is matching, we assign 0. Now we need to fill. Let's suppose chemistry and chemistry not matching, then it will be 1. Then if any of the row is not matching, then I need to filter the whole 3. So that's why, like I said, so now I will do, if the sum is 0, then I will keep. If the sum is not 0, then I will not keep. Right. So I will assign this is another CTE. So till this point, I have one CTE, and now CTE 8 as this another CTE. Okay. So now I will keep select star from CTE 8 group by student ID. So I need to group by uh, student ID. Student name is same, major is same, cycle length is same. I can do by just by group by student ID. Group by student ID, and some, and group by student ID from, okay, from is already there. Having sum of which column? Sum of valid or not valid, right? Sum of valid or not equal to 0. If it is 0, it should come, otherwise not. So something is wrong. Okay, I don't need I just need here student ID. So you could see I have filtered student ID. So what I can do is, because now like I lost so many things, I can do student ID. I can put student name. I need student major. I need cycle length, because anyhow like these are same only. So I can do group by, because this field should be in the group by, right? So that I should not lose all this. Uh, Student name, it's just major, not student major. Yes. So now you could see we have like figure it out. We have student ID, we have student name, we have major, we have cycle length. You could see we have student ID, we have student name, we have major, we have cycle length. We have everything except the total hour study. Except the total hour study. All right. So anyhow, even if you preserve total hour study from here now, because we are doing group by, that is going to be lost, because the total hour study should be the sum of all this, sum of like all two. All right. But we have almost everything. The only thing is like this order by we can anyhow do at the very end, and but the only thing is we need the sum of hours studied. We know we know in one of the earlier CTE, in one of the earlier CTE, we have all the rows. We have, or maybe you can say in the session table, right? In the study session table, or in any of the table, either in the combined table, or either in the CTE1 table, or either CTE table, either CTE table, either CTE3 table. Till this table, we have our studies, or maybe even further as well, even CTE4 as well, even CTE6 as well, CTE6 5 as well. We have like our studies as well. All right. So what I can do is, okay, one more thing. I forget this one. I don't need those rows where the cycle length is uh, like less than 3. So basically, I need those, and I can do cycle length. greater than equal to 3. Either you can filter this earlier or here as well. It's up to you. I just filter. So this is also done. This condition also done. Let me rerun just to make sure everything is correct. Yes. So now let me, so till this condition, let me assign this another city is CTE9S. Select star from CTE9. Okay, so now what I need, because I have these things here, and we know our studied is in one of the table. Either you can put CT1, CT2, CT3, any table you can pick. So I just need to do join. Select star from CTE9, join. I think till CT3 or CT4 or CT5 or maybe the first table. Any table is fine. Let me pick CT3 randomly. Join. I need to join on student ID. CTE9 dot student ID equal to CTE3 dot student ID. All right. And if I join that, you could see I can get my hour studies back. I can get my hour studies back, right? But I get so many fields which I don't need. Let me remove that. So what I need uh, from CTE9, I need student ID. From CTE9, I need student name. From CTE9, I need major. From CTE9, I need cycle length, right? I need cycle length. And then I need sum of CTE3 dot hours studied, because I need the sum, because I told you now we need to do calculate this. So I am this also done. Sum of our study, sum of our studies from this one, and I think we are done. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? Sum of CT3 student ID. Okay, because we are doing sum, so we need to use the group by class. So let's do the group by, because we are calculating the sum, right? So sum on basis of which column, right? Group by CTE9 dot student ID, and I need all these columns, so I can put these things. So let me run that. You could see I got the answer. I got the answer. The only thing is this one. Order by. Order by. So let's do that as well. Order by CTE9 dot cycle length descending, because they have cycle and descending, and total hour study also descending. So and okay, here it is sum. So sum should be total hour studied, total study hours. So let me assign some name as total hour studies. All right, and let me uh, order by CTE9 dots. What is happening? Oh, descending. What happens? Something is wrong. Let me remove that. Okay, this is working. And let me assign this as total study hours. which is fine. Whatever the columns I need, which is fine. Group by this, order by CTE9 dot cycle length. What's wrong? Yeah, descending, and then total study hours descending. Yes, this is working. So let me copy paste all this query and let's try here. Let's try here. Let's first try the sample test, whether the sample test is working or not. Because if sample test fail, okay, sample test working. Let's try to submit it. You could see like all the 12 test cases has been passed and our solution has been accepted. You can maybe question, no, 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 it's very, very long query. But to be honest, it's not that much hard. If we are just like, if you are going to read everything in a single go, na, then it will be hard for anyone, right? But if you are going to just focus on one condition at a time, like we did that, what we did, we just see, okay, we need student name and major as well. So let's join that. We join that. Then we see, okay, we need a minimum 6 study sessions. So let's apply that. And then we see, okay, we need to find a difference between the dates. Okay, first to find the difference, we need the next date or the previous dates. Then we find the difference, and then we filter those. Then we calculate the cycle length as well. Then we need to find the spiral. So in this way, like we able to solve this like hard category problem. You can like go through this video again. Hopefully you will able to understand this. You will also, I would suggest you also try with multiple CTE rather than trying to unnecessarily optimize the query, no, 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 I am going to solve this in just 2 city or 3 city. That really not going to help you, right? The only thing is, the other can also, like if someone is going to see your query, the other can also able to understand, or maybe if they want to see, okay, why he did this, why that person created this city, why that person created this city, so that it will be easy for the other as well. So that's it. At the end of the video, you can also give a try, and thank you.